Hello, star seeds and fellow voyagers. Diving off into the unknown, I present you today my personal smoothie recipe and my true breakfast of champions and how it empowers me on my journey towards a new conscious reality. I created this smoothie as a tool to help myself on my journey through years of research, through years of understanding nutritional principles, and following a plant-based diet. So I present this to you, the smoothie that works for me on your path towards the best version of yourself. Without any further ado, we shall begin. And now I'm going to show you exactly how I do it and why I do it. The reason I use blueberries, excellent source of B6, high fiber, lots of flavonoids, which are antioxidant compounds that scavenge for free radicals. They're often referred to as one of the most antioxidant-rich foods out there. So we're just going to go ahead and dump these in there. These are already rinsed. Of course, you want to make sure you rinse and wash everything. Got a banana, lots of potassium, fiber. Remember, every color of each color of fruit can correspond to a different color energy center in your body. Think about it. When you look at this image of the chakra system, you can see that there's a color for each energy center, and each food color can correspond to that and helps build or strengthen that energy center. Oranges, source of fiber, vitamin C, lots of macronutrients. Not to mention that all this fresh fruit is an excellent source of not only antioxidants, but also enzymes, which are going to aid the digestive tract. When you eat food that is not raw and is devoid of enzymes, you are essentially consuming dead food, which is harder on your digestive tract, and this makes it easier to digest. It puts the strain not as much on your digestive tract, but the food is helping do its job rather than robbing resources from your body. So each orange, these ones aren't seedless, as if you use organic, non-GMO, these kinds of things tend to have their seeds like they're supposed to. So you might find that a little different if you haven't bought organic produce before, but it's not that hard to pick out the seeds, because in all honesty, you just pull it right in the middle, and if there's a couple of seeds in there, they're right there on the edge. They're relatively easy to peel. It's just time consuming, really, but it's worth it. It's the right way to start your day. Because starting your day with the right foods is the best way to start raising your vibration, achieving higher levels of consciousness, things like that. Food is essentially information for the body, and that's going to align your body with your best potential. If you're supporting your brain and your health, taking care of your health is the first step to elevating your consciousness. Some of these seeds are a little tricky to find, but they're not too bad. This one doesn't have any. One with the lemon, excellent source of vitamin C again. These have various flavonoids that help with digestion. There's a lot of information out there that demonstrates that it's going to smoothen out your digestion. The types of compounds in lemons and limes bind to the digestive tract and kind of make things slide through a little easier. And of course, citrus has fiber and whatnot. An excellent source of various micronutrients as well as enzymes. Excellent source of enzymes as well. So I just cut it in half. I just give it a squeeze because it's really not going to peel the lemon. This one doesn't have any seeds, so there's a couple on that side. But if you're worried about it, you can take a small bowl and squeeze it into it, and you'll be able to catch all the seeds from there. So this one I'm just going to go ahead and start squeezing. So if you do it the way I'm doing, if you do get a seed in there, you probably have to pick it out, which is more difficult. So I don't have a little bowl on hand, but if you do see any, again, you can take your knife, pop it right out. It's pretty easy. There might be a couple seeds in there kicking around that you don't see, but you can usually feel it around with the knife. If you see any more, just pull them right out. You want to squeeze gently at first, because if there are any seeds, if you do squeeze directly in the blender like I'm doing, if there are any seeds, you want to see if you'll kind of see if they'll come to the surface. If you squeeze too hard, too fast, then you can get seeds in there. And you just kind of give it a twist like that. It's like you're making lemonade, but for your smoothie. You'd be surprised how much lemon juice you can get from one lemon. Got a seed there. I mean, I'm doing it the hard way. You don't have to sit there and push it out again. A little tiny glass bowl, squeeze your lemons in there, take a spoon, and scoop out the seeds. Probably the easiest way. But I'm more just trying to show you what I put in the smoothie. Okay. Now, we have our banana, and we have our our lemon, and we have our apple. And now, we did our orange. Easiest way is just to cut it like this. Basically, you're cutting it and you're going to make a little, kind of a crosshatch cut pattern. It's the easiest way. Because then if you did it right, each piece will go pretty cleanly. That's the core. You do the smoothie with no seeds, just like that. This is optional. I personally put a cap full of apple cider vinegar. Excellent source of, all the vitamins you'd have in apples. And it's a fermented food, of course, so this is great for your digestion. And one of the things that helps is with gallbladder issues. Some people have reported that gallstones have dissolved. It helped me when I had gallbladder pain a long time ago, because it helps things get a little more slippery. It just pushes out any stones or obstructions in the bile ducts. So this is an excellent digestive aid. And you don't have to put a lot because obviously it's pretty strong and kind of bitter. So I just take a capful just to keep it manageable. And this is also a great source of naturally occurring fermented structures within the apple cider vinegar. This is raw. Numerous health benefits of apple cider vinegar. It's been used for thousands of years, and it's been used to treat tons of different health issues. I could go on all day of what it can treat, but for me it's helped as a digestive aid. And then now I have flaxseed. Now this you're probably going to want to put, I'd say, 2 tablespoons approximately. Now this smoothie is for 2 people to eat. You can have 2 people eat a pretty good size cup. I'd say each person probably, when this is all said and done, pretty close to 20 to 24 ounces exactly, depending on exactly how large the fruit is and how much you make. I just do a pretty close guess on this one for me, but you can put about 2 tablespoons. So I just shake it in there. Because flaxseed goes back thousands of years. And what this does is it has a great source of naturally occurring fatty acids, such as omega-3. And there's linoleic acid, oleic acid, various different fatty acids that are in here. So this is a great source of calories for your smoothie as well. And of course we know that omega-3 is good for your brain. And now this leads me into hemp protein. And the reason I use hemp protein, this is an excellent source of proteins. These are easily digested by the body as well. It's a complete protein, excellent source of fiber, which also flaxseed is excellent source of fiber. Fiber helps you feel a little more full. So I put about a half a cup, maybe a little more. If you're making it for 2 people, it depends on how much protein you want. This stuff gets pretty expensive as well. But the serving size is 3 tablespoons, and it contains 11 grams of protein, which are complete. And this is basically, it contains adustin, which is a bioactive globulin protein that's very easy to digest. And it contains more of it than any other plant. So this is some really good stuff because it has a lot of calories in bulk. If you don't really need to go crazy, but if you're on a plant-based diet, this might be one of the larger sources of complete protein for your day. So this and hemp seeds are a wonderful addition, and of course, it is of the cannabis family, so it will bind to the cannabinoid receptors in the body, and that's proven to sponsor a myriad of health benefits. There's lots and lots of information that goes on why hemp and cannabis are the medicine of the planet. It's just there's so many things you can do with it. There's so many things you can help your health with it in regards to it. So it's a great addition to any smoothie, and it's mildly sweet. It isn't overbearing. It's kind of nutty, but you just have to give it a shot. If you've never tried it, it's definitely something different. You can order this stuff on the internet too. It's relatively easy to source. Some of the health food stores have it, but it can be quite expensive. I choose to buy mine online. And a lot of areas don't yet have it. It's still a relatively newish fringe product, I guess you could say. But I make it a day, I make it in my smoothies every day. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a big scoop. It's a bit more than a half a cup, but again, this is for 2 adults and a child. So I'd say it's probably about 3/4 of a cup. I typically use the frozen berry mix. I mean, if you can afford fresh berries, or you have them in your own garden, of course fresh ones are the best. But this, this organic blend, this triple berry of blackberries, blueberries, and raspberries, for me it's, $10 for 2 pounds. So fresh berries, you get 6 ounces, which I still use some. You get 6 ounces for like $3 or $4. It's pretty expensive. Now the berries, the large frozen berries, of course these are organic. They still retain their enzymatic structures. Their enzymes are still there. They're not destroyed just because they're frozen. It hasn't been heated. So, these still contain incredible antioxidant properties. So you're going to want to put about 1 cup at least, because this is probably the bulk of your flavor. I mean, this is just what I use. This and the coconut milk are going to be the bulk of what makes this taste good. I just do a pretty close estimate for me, but you can measure it, and you probably want to put at least 1 cup, because it might not be quite as tasty as you don't. It's not necessarily bad, it's just that the berries really help sweeten it up and give it a very rich berry flavor. It makes it very good. And next we have coconut milk. This coconut milk is kind of thick, so you can use about 2 cups of coconut milk, approximately. Again, what I do, I put it in here and I fill it about halfway. You might have to use a knife to get the protein, the hemp protein, and the flax seeds from sticking to the side of the blender. And I fill it to about halfway. Of course, it's kind of getting stuck there. Again, the hemp protein gets in the way. But you get the idea. I fill it about half, or 2 cups approximately, because I use 2 cups of water, which I will get. I use purified water. I use reverse osmosis, natural spring water, whatever you would drink, of course. So, it's about half and half coconut milk, half water. And the coconut milk's pretty thick, but it does add. And you can get the unsweetened. Of course, coconut milk is a great source of this particular one is fortified with B12. I'm imagining to help out vegans. But it contains magnesium, vitamin D, which I believe that's fortified as well, and selenium. But it's an excellent source of medium chain fatty acids, which do not require the gallbladder to digest. Interesting. And coconuts have been shown to demonstrate numerous health benefits, despite what the American Heart Association says, which is just total rubbish. That's just propaganda trying to discredit, coconuts as an excellent nutritional source to help your heart. That's simply not true. And I can go into that at a later time, but this is why I use it. It's an excellent source of medium chain fatty acids. So it's really good, just really overall great for you. And that type of saturated fat is just excellent for your body. Really easy to digest. And of course, this particular blend has some sugar in it, but again, you can get the unsweetened version of this. Now, it's pretty close to what should be. I mean, this is a 6-cup blender, an osterizer, and this one's glass. I always recommend everything in glass. You don't really want plastic if you can help it. Plastic is really just no good. Plastic obviously leaches into the food and all that, and of course, unfortunately, packaging has plastic a lot of times, which is unfortunate. So if you have a garden and you're able to grow it, or you know somebody has it, that's always the best source. If they haven't sprayed any chemicals or herbicides on it, then that would be a great way to start your day. So now we're going to blend it up and I'll show you what it looks like. So you might notice now that there's a bit of hemp protein caught on the sides. And you can just take the knife they use to cut your produce and essentially just gently scrape the edge to get it, work it loose. That will free everything up. And this is like a multivitamin breakfast. You know, it's a naturally occurring one. You're going to get the most bioavailability and digestibility from, you know, plants, or, you know, I believe plants have the best bioavailability. A multivitamin is, you know, depending on what kind you get, still doesn't have the rest of the plant. Most people just urinate out a lot of multivitamins, which it's still great to take them, especially B12 if you're on a plant-based diet, but you want to consume them with something really rich like a smoothie, because you're going to retain a lot more of those vitamins. And that's why it's so important. So that's probably the bigger piece of advice I can give you if you're taking vitamins with your smoothie. And of course you want to get it from a reputable vitamin source that has trusted potency and not just some random janky. And a lot of them are, you know, contaminated with heavy metals and other toxic components that might potentially, with at least with cheap vitamins, could outweigh the benefits. So if you can afford it, buy organic vitamins if you can. Plus those are typically the best formulated. But nonetheless, this is what this looks like. Now you can tell there's a lot of hemp protein. So keep in mind this stuff's pretty messy, as you can see. It's, you know, any little slop will just run down. So that's it's a bit of a mess. You want to rinse everything when you're done. Anyway, we'll give it one more spin to really get the last of the hemp protein and the flaxseed meal really well blended. So I just put it on the max setting again. And there you have it. If you put enough berries in there, you should see this purpley looking color. And if you didn't, it'll look kind of green from the hemp protein. So if it looks sort of green, I'd personally add some more of the frozen berries just to give it a better taste. That's the easiest way to improve the flavor, is just add a little more berries. And there you have it. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's pretty expensive, but it's not unachievable. It's probably around $300 to $400 a month just for these smoothies for family of 3 eating them. So it's something to keep in mind. And you might find with yourself that just one person, it shouldn't be, you know, more than a couple $100. And this is with organic ingredients, and I use a lot. You can always downsize it or cut it in half if you can't afford it. But when you start walking down this path, you'll find that you have no idea how the hell you're going to afford anything. You don't know how this is going to happen, but somehow things just line up. As you go down this path, the doors open for you, and you'll find that you will be able to afford it somehow. You don't know how. You're like, I don't have any money. How am I going to do this? It just all starts with the intention. And you start putting that intention out there, and the universe will reciprocate, and you'll find that, wow, somehow I'm able to afford it. See, when I first started going vegan, I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know how I was going to afford it, or how there was any way I could do it. But as you walk down that path, you realize that things will come in front of you at the right place at the right time, and you'll make it work. So don't give up. Don't let cost be a hindrance. I know it sounds daunting, and it sounds really expensive, because some of you, you know, you might only spend several $100s a month on food as is, and this is a huge expense. You know, for me, it's, for this family of 3, it's it's a $10, you know, at least $10 a day to make this. So it can be quite expensive. Like I said, if you downsize, you cut it in half. One person, maybe $5 a day, and if you are on a really, really tight budget, you know, cut it down some more, cut it down to a third. You know, just experiment with it. You can break this recipe down as many different ways as you want. This is just the recipe that works for me because this becomes my breakfast, and you're gonna like it. I think it's really delicious. But just experiment. Only you know yourself the best.